Life is full of hardships and loss. Without that, there wouldn't be a need to search for meaning. Those that walk in the world of foster care and adoption may know the faces of loss, grief, and trauma, but also the faces of compassion and love in the most profound way.
When I think about foster care as a professional, there's an immediate list in my mind of the things that should happen and should not happen. But when I think about foster care as a human being, I see that as an incredible opportunity for second chances for both the parents and the child.
What does foster care mean to me? That there is a home for a child who has been traumatized for a long time, that when they close that door, it's a safe home.
I think on a personal level, it means that children get a chance to see a different way of life and a different way of love. And obviously, adoption is very near and dear to my heart because it made my family and it made me a mom. And I feel so blessed to have had that. Professionally, I see it as a system that needs a lot of work. It needs to be revamped, and we need to focus on meeting the children where they are and ensuring that they're getting the quality of care that they need. And it's not available everywhere. There are still therapists who are not trauma-informed. There are still a lot of well-intentioned foster and adoptive parents who are not trauma-informed or who don't have the support or the resources to help them work through hard moments. And I'm someone who's really big on attachment and bonding, and I feel like that has to be the focus going into these relationships, and just making sure that people are able to restructure their lives to make that a priority.
Adoption means to me is giving a child a life finally they never had before, getting the opportunity for them to succeed and thrive where they never had the opportunity in the past. Now Molly has a chance to be wherever she wants to be, and be with an awesome, loving family and who care for her.
Foster and adoption to me means that we are providing a home for a child, whether that's a temporary home, whether it's just one night, whether it's, in Molly's case, it's forever and ever and ever. We're providing them that home and that safety for whatever amount of time that they're with us. They're safe, they're taken care of, they're fed, and they're loved. That's really what it means to me.
Adoption means to me usually when a family doesn't want you and another family gets you, and then you kind of get excited, and when you get adopted, to me it also feels like you should stay with that person if they're the right person.
On the surface, adoption is a way to make a family. Deeper, it's about a relationship that comes about in the most unnatural way. And it's about navigating the unknown. As a parent, as a mother, I've had one child and she's been adopted. So I only know that level of love. I don't know what it would be like, and I don't know how it's different to love a biological child that you gave birth to. I can't imagine. So when you ask me to define adoption as a mother, it's a way of making a family that has brought about the most deeply loving relationship that I know between two human beings, mother and child.
Adoption means to me, in my case, a really good family, a family that could take care of me possibly better than whatever family I would have ended up with in China. I'm really extremely grateful to have grown up specifically where I am and at this point in time with the family I grew up with. I love both my parents very dearly. They are so extremely amazing, and I put a lot of trust in them. I think probably a great deal more than normal for a teenager, but I really have always felt really close to them, and they've always been sort of my rock and my place. And I don't know if things would have been the same way if I had grown up in China, because there's a lot of things about me that I'm not sure, would have been accepted. I'm not sure I would have even turned out. I definitely wouldn't have turned out the way I am now, and I like the way I am now for the most part. And I'm glad to have lived here in the Appalachian Mountains.
What does being a legal guardian mean to me? There was a long period of time where we did the bulk of taking care of Gabe, yet we had no legal standing at all. And so when we finally got to a point where Gabe's mother was ready to go to the courts and so on, I think it was a tremendous relief for us to finally get guardianship, not to control their lives or so on. It just added a sense of stability, and it was like an agreement between Gabe and his brother and their mother and Laurel and the courts and DSS, and so it was a very good thing.
I don't think it necessarily has much of a difference from just someone who loves and takes care of you, even if it's not legal, but you have these two parent figures taking care of you like I had for so long. They were so great at being parents. That's the only way I can put it, really.
What has Gabe meant in our life? He's enriched our lives in many ways, but again, it's that notion of even that little bit of time with people bonds people together, and in life, those bonds are more precious than almost anything else you go through.
Laurel and Jimmy mean a lot to me because my parents couldn't always be around. Even if they wanted to, they weren't able to be around all the time. The fact that they were there even after I left foster care really means something to me. The fact that they're still here for me, it really, really means a lot to me.
Adoption is such a beautiful gift for all of us, for adoptive parents, for the kids, for the people who are placing their children. It's just such a great gift.
I guess I think adoption of kind of like sharing a life or life, we share in her life and she shares in ours, and it's as strong a bond as there is.
I think adoption is a wonderful thing because you are blessing someone with a child that they cannot have themselves, and they can experience themselves. And I think if I want to get personal, as of right now, I'm not able to have a child yet again, and knowing that I can, excuse me. I'm sorry. I wasn't even gonna cry. I think just, sorry. I don't know why I'm crying.
It's okay.
I think knowing right now that I can't have a child, which is nothing against anyone, but I kind of can understand what Alicia is going through, wanting something so bad. Excuse me. Wanting something so bad and not being able to experience that as a mother. And so it's such a gift to give someone, and I don't regret that decision whatsoever, because I'm so thankful that she can experience the role of being a mother.
Jody's not in a place where she's not able to have a child, but she just has not been able to yet.
Right, and again, the fact that now that I am in a situation where I'm married and
wanting a child,
and it's the right situation, I'm not 16 anymore, not being able to have that yet.
The waiting is hard.
And it may mean that we're gonna adopt one day, and that will be what God does. That'll be His plan. But I think I kind of understand a little bit of what Alicia could have experienced, or any woman out there that's having trouble getting pregnant, conceiving, and thinking about adoption.
What adoption means to me is when a family has a child that's not related by blood, but still related by things that they love and being a family, and things like that. Ties that are more deep than blood, actually, I think, that are more like emotional.
Adoption means giving a child a chance at life, a chance to develop their personalities, their talents, just a chance at life, to have life, a good life.
So I've always said that I want to adopt a child at some point in my life because I was adopted, because I was given such a good life and my parents raised me, and it's not the fact that someone isn't capable of being a parent, it's just maybe at that point in time they're not ready for it. So I want to be able to step in like my parents were able to step in and kind of return the same love and feelings and I guess opportunities that I was able to have. And I feel like that's something I need to do, basically. And as for what adoption means to me, I guess it's kind of giving someone another chance, I guess, basically. Being able to prove that you don't have to be blood related or anything like that to love someone and still care for them. And I think parents who do adopt are some of the best people that I know, because that means that they are capable of loving someone regardless of whether they're close to them or if they're, blood related. You look past that, and it means that they're able to look to what kind of person someone is rather than, the color of their skin or something like that.
Adoption means to me family. Again, going back to my grandparents, we always had foster and adoptive kids in our family. And then going back to my parents, they adopted my sister, and it was never kept a secret. We knew who Joy's biological mother and father were. I think my mom took us down there a couple of times. So it was just kind of a part of a family, and it's just love. It's all the same. Love is love and family's family, and however you make it is what you make of it.
I guess adoption just means that, the kids, you're past, you're done. You're kind of done with fostering, you're done with all that process, and now you can really move forward with your family. Now you can concentrate on your family. It's nice having that knowledge and that feeling that, you know, it is done. That's what it means for me. It's just kind of like, it's that step and now you move forward.
Adoption to me means a second chance at life and at happiness, at education, at childhood. It's all in all a second chance to be happy, and I was given that chance.
Adoption to me means giving one more human being an opportunity to feel love, to feel accepted, to feel wanted, to feel something maybe they've never felt before and perhaps wouldn't have the opportunity to feel if not with me. And giving one more person the opportunity, because they have to choose it or not, but the opportunity to know love. Gosh, if I can end this thing called life and take those breaths and know that someone felt love, what else is there?